Evet, günün en son konuşması dün de bizimle beraberdi. WPP Emerging Technologies Başkan Yardımcısı, Yükselen Teknolojiler Başkan Yardımcısı, Emerging Technologies Vice President'ı, Cannes Lions'da jüri başkanlığı yapan stratejinin gurusu diyebileceğimiz bir reklam stratejisti bizimle beraber. Kendisinden dün rica ettim, daha doğrusu daha önce de rica etmiştik. Özellikle bu günü bitirmesi için. Çünkü apprenticeship programı çok önemli. Gençlere fırsattan bahsediyoruz. Z nesline kucak açmaktan bahsediyoruz ama çok az iş yaratıyoruz. Dolayısıyla bu çıraklık programını büyük bir dikkatle herkesin dinlemesini dilerim. Mükemmel bir örnek. And this program is really wonderful, this creative technology apprenticeship. Thank you very much for accepting our invitation, for taking the time for 2 days being with us and having prepared this wonderful presentations. I thank you on behalf of everybody in Turkey in the industry. This has been a wonderful experience for us listening to you and also to other 21 speakers during this long marathon of ideas. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming WPP Emerging Technologies Vice President Andy Hood for this program of WPP Creative Technology Apprenticeship.
Hey everybody, and thank you for that introduction. I trust you've had 2 amazing days of content with all your speakers, and thank you for still being with us now for me to wrap things up. Apologies for you having to put up with me again, having sat through me yesterday. But something uplifting, I think, to finish up on, and almost the other half of the equation, if you like. Yesterday, we spoke about this generative AI. A massively transformative, radical technology, which is changing what we do, changing how we do it, changing the industry, even changing the world. Excuse me, even changing the world. But it's not the only technology that can be changing the world, particularly in the creative field. This is actually entering a period of real renaissance for technologies being used for artistic and creative ways. The landscape has an awful lot of different things on it. So we look now at the things like virtual reality and augmented reality really maturing. Having followed on from that year of metaverse that everybody had, we're now seeing things that we've talked about for many years actually being produced. We see things like Unreal Engine and Omniverse from NVIDIA really making our lives better in the availability of those tools for us to create amazing things. Look at virtual production. Those of you who might remember the TV series The Mandalorian and how that was made. Those technologies are available to us to use big LED screens instead of complex shoots or green screens to do amazing, amazing work. Digital humans, conversational AI, another facet of artificial intelligence, but actually bringing that into more conversational, helpful terms. And gaming, again, gaming is something that we know is absolutely enormous in the world, but actually coming into our industry en masse now, and there are lots of projects going on. So alongside generative AI, which is definitely the headline stealer, the thing that everybody's talking about, everybody's doing, there are a number of different things going on. And we need a particular breed of people to really bring the best out of all of these different things. And we refer to those people as creative technologists. Now, as you know, I'm VP of Emerging Technologies at WPP now, but I've really spent my professional life as a creative technologist. I started out in the early to mid 1990s, before the term creative technology really existed. And there were just a group of people starting to do visual, graphical things with technology. And a lot grew out of that. And obviously in the early 2000s through to, I don't know, maybe 2013, 2014, you probably, a bunch of you will remember how the industry was completely dominated by Flash. Flash was the way we did almost everything, and it was very creative. It's very experiential. Well, that period really is re-emerging now with the things that we've just seen on the previous slide, this creative, experiential, exploratory way of creating work in our marketing industry is really back in full force. So we need to create a workforce of creative technologists who can power this work moving forward. But they're hard to define. Creative technology is a very, very broad church. If I introduce you to someone and they describe themselves as a software engineer or an accountant or a project manager or a designer, all really perfectly fine things to be. Once they've told you what they do, you have a reasonably good idea about how they spend their day. If someone introduces themselves to you as a creative technologist, then actually looking at a piece of work and understanding what their role in it was, what work they did, what part of the idea they may have had, it's very nebulous. So defining these people, finding those people, and then being able to have those people in our teams, because it's, if you have the innovation in your team, then you can push so much further. You can own so much more of that innovation process. You can test more. You can have more outlandish ideas. So we want to bring these people in. And to that end, we created what I'm talking about today, the WPP Creative Technology Apprenticeship. And it is a 9-month program, fully paid. Everybody is being paid to be on this apprenticeship program. And they are particularly in the first year, we sort them out. They are gone through a very rigorous selection process to bring those people in. We then provide them with incredible expertise in terms of training and knowledge, both about the industry and about the tools and about the work. Our amazing technology partners come to the table with software, with hardware, with collaboration, with their own expertise and training. The first 6 months is very much focused on this level of training. The last 3 months actually sees the apprentices taking part in 3 months of actual work with our technology partners on public-facing work. So this is a very comprehensive training program and an amazing opportunity for people who come on it to learn. When I talk about those technology partners, well, here they are. And it's a pretty incredible group of companies who have all really bought into what we're trying to do and why we're trying to do it. And as I say, come to the table with technology, with people, with expertise, with software to really help push this through. And obviously that is a very powerful, powerful group of companies. So who are these people? Well, introducing you to year 1 of the Creative Technology Apprenticeship cohort. Here they are. The beauty of this is I imagine you'll already see they do not look like the people that we kind of regularly expect to turn up in creative technology jobs. And this is a wonderful thing. They are incredibly talented. We call them apprentices, but apprenticeship really doesn't do them a service, particularly because when most people think of apprentice, they think of student. And actually, these people have a great deal of life experience. The median age of this group is about 27, 28. There are several 23-year-olds. There's a woman in her early 50s, which again is an amazing thing because this is all part of the breadth of backgrounds. They bring an awful lot in terms of the references of their backgrounds and cultures to the table, which is itself radical. And they're not hardwired into our industry practices. They pick some of those things up, but they come fresh. They are, in fact, people who would never have found their way into our industry, and our industry would never have gone looking for them. Why is that? As an industry, we have ways of recruiting. We have recruiters. We go to the similar places to find resumes. There are job boards. There is LinkedIn. There are all these places. People who know about our industry and want to work in it. This is where those minds meet. This is how hiring is done. These people won't appear there because they don't look at the marketing industry as a place where they think there is a career for them. They don't think of themselves as technologists. They actually saw themselves really as artists, as creative people who were just using technology towards their creative goals. So they would not have looked at the crazy things that they wanted to do and seen the marketing industry as a place for that to happen. So they would not have come to us. We, on the other hand, wouldn't have found them because we look for people who are looking for us. And if you are using traditional means to hire, you will hire traditional people. So these people are outsiders, basically, and we went to find them. We showed them what we wanted to do and what they were going to get access to and the work they were going to do, and how, in fact, the marketing industry is a fantastic place for a creative technologist. From a creative side, the kind of work that we can get involved in, the kind of things we can do. And as a technologist, creative technologists in the marketing industry generally get first crack at any new thing that comes out, because new first is part of marketing. Here they are in the learning and development space that we have in London, here in London. There they are in our amphitheatre there on the left, and actually in a tutorial setting on the right. The two people in front of the screen bear a mention. The man standing there with the big baggy hoodie, that is Perry Nightingale. He is SVP of Creative AI and a huge mover and prime mover behind the apprenticeship program, and my colleague in the creative technology part of WPP's central team. The woman with him is Kat Sullivan, and she herself is an outsider to this industry, which is a key part of the entire process. She was a lecturer at NYU, a brilliant Unreal Engine developer, creative technologist, and we worked with her on a freelance basis before realizing who she was, bringing her in. And the three of us have put this together and run this. So this is an amazing group of people. So what are they learning? Well, they're learning advanced digital skills and a lot of innovation. Here they are. Here is actually, this is a virtual production shoot. So they are working on a volume capture stage. And this was probably about 3 months into the apprenticeship program. They are writing all the code, building the virtual worlds, and actually tracking all of the cameras and the filming. Here are 3 of the apprentices working with an artist in a motion capture suit, basically because that was part of their project. Here is that artist, a dancer, actually in front of the stage, in front of the virtual world with 2 of the apprentices as they figure this out. And actually having people with this level of vision and talent and putting them behind the wheels of this kind of really powerful technology can yield some amazing results. And obviously this is why we're doing this. This is what we do it for. I'm actually going to show you the results of this project for 2 of the apprentices. They worked together. This is what they produced. It's about 1.5 minutes. They, as I said before, they did the development, the modeling, the characters, the filming. One of them is actually the guy that you will see in this piece of video. And I warn you, about halfway through, it gets pretty crazy. There you go. I did warn you that it got pretty crazy. that was the first time any of those people had done any volume capture or used virtual worlds in those ways. So this is the kind of creativity that we're talking about. This is something else. I won't play this video, but in what you can see here is two of the apprentices actually working with the virtual world that they have on that big LED screen that you can see. And if you look on the right, there's this patch of brighter light on the screen. One of the apprentices, Yana, she is shining a torch onto the LED screen. And what she's developed actually was a system she coded for the torch to send signals directly into the virtual world in Unreal Engine, so that characters and objects within that virtual world would respond to the light that she's shining on the screen. I hadn't seen that done before, and I've been in this business for about 25 years. So there's an element of this where we learn from them. So impressive things. They're not just doing virtual worlds, digital, generative AI, and the rest. They work with materials. So here actually at the team, they're working with resins and circuit boards and lathes and 3D printers in the production of installations. Because actually, if we want to build installations, we want to build them, because that means that we have greater creative and strategic control over what those installations are. Here actually is a team who produced a little product using electronics, because electronics is also a part of the course. And what they were specifically looking at was how to build a little electronics product, which would be an aid to getting young people, in particular, young girls, into electronics. And I'll let them speak for themselves.
Circuit, it started off with this idea of an AR experience. We had found previously, especially with our own experiences of working within electronics and tech, that because it's such a heavily male-dominated field, it was quite hard to enter into that space as a young female coder.
When the characters are looming, that's how it feels when you first pick up an electronics kit. We wanted to try and create this story in this kit that would help people feel less overwhelmed by electronics.
We wanted to make an accessible and friendly experience for young people, specifically young women, to be able to enter that space.
The more people and the more experiences there are in the industry, the more of a breadth there's going to be of work and concepts.
So these are the ideas, and this is the work, and this is the imagination, and the actual build and making of these things. These people are builders and makers. It will surprise no one to learn that all 15 of these apprentices graduated and are now actually working on major client projects within the WPP network. We're very proud of them and the things that they're doing and what they're going to go on to achieve. Here's year 2. This is the current apprenticeship cohort, and they are about halfway through their apprenticeship right now. Word kind of got out among the communities that we found people in, such that we had several hundred applicants to delve through this time round. And there were some unbelievably difficult decisions to be made, such as the high caliber of people that you can find when you look beyond the usual people, the usual candidates, and the usual places where people exist in this, and actually bring people in and show them what they can do. As a trailer, really, for season 2 of The Apprenticeship, I'm going to show you this. And what I want you to bear in mind while you're watching this is that one of the apprentices did this in the 3rd week of their apprenticeship program. And what you're seeing here is part of a course called Object Theatre. Now, if you're producing that after 2.5 weeks of a 9-month course, imagine what you can produce at the end of 9 months. It's incredible, it's radical, and game changing. So here they are. This is all of them to date. There will be more. There may be more in different regions. I think it's game on for us here. These are the people who will be the driving force in our creative technology efforts moving forward. And I sincerely hope and believe that they will go on to have amazing careers and amazing life experiences by doing this. And the world has really opened up for them. But more than that, I think these people, a number of them, will go on to be leaders in their own right and change makers in their own right and change the face of the industry, which is really something that I think we all aspire to and hope to see. So as for what these people are going to produce in the future, I guess it's just a case of watch this space. Thank you very much.
Andy Hood, thank you very much. What a wonderful project. I wish I were at the beginning of my career. I would really love being part of this project. They are lucky, you are lucky to have found these gifted, talented young people. This is our future. Sevgili dostlar, 2 günü tamamladık. 21 konuşmacı, müthiş sunumlar var. Çok açıdan baktık, 360 derece bakıyoruz. Daha önce yaptığımız 8 toplantıda da amacımız buydu. Çok taraflı bakmak, ayrıntılı bakmak, dışarıdan, yakından perspektif gerekiyor. Hayatı anlamak için, yaratıcı endüstriyi anlamak için. Büyük bir emek var bu çalışmanın gerisinde. Öncelikle dernekteki bütün arkadaşlara teşekkür ediyorum. HEYMO'ya teşekkür ediyorum. Bütün konuşmacılarımıza, destek veren herkese teşekkür ediyorum. Ve en çok da size teşekkür ediyorum. Önümüzdeki güzel projelerde yeniden buluşmak dileğiyle hepinize iyi bir akşamüstü ve daha sonra iyi bir hafta sonu diliyorum.